The Arrow and the Saw by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. I shot an arrow into the air, it fell to earth, I know not where, but so swiftly it flew, the sight could not follow in its flight. I breathed the song into the air, it fell to earth, I know not where, for who has sight so keen and strong that it can follow the flight of a song? Long, long afterward, in an oak, I found the arrow, still unbroke, and the song from beginning to end I found again in the heart of a friend.
It was a bright and foggy day when two good boys went out to play. Back to back they faced each other, drew their swords, and shot each other. 3 deaf policemen heard the noise, came and shot the 2 dead boys.
Have you got a brook in your little heart where bashful flowers blow and blushing birds go down the drink and shadows tumble so? And nobody knows so still it flows that any brook is there, and yet your little drought of life is daily drinking there. Then look out for the little brook in March when the rivers overflow and the snows come hurrying from the hills and the bridge often go. Later in August it may be when the meadows perching lie. Beware lest this little book of life some burning noon go dry.
The poem When You Go Away. When you go away, my friend, when you say your last goodbye, when the summertime will end and the winter will be nigh. Though the green grass decks the heather and the birds sing all the day, there will be no summer weather after you have gone away. When I look into your eyes, I shall throw away the screen, thinking that beneath the skies I may never look again. You will feel a moment's sorrow, I shall feel a lasting grief. You forgetting on the morrow, I too mourn with no relief. When we say the last sad word, and you are no longer here, and the winds and all the birds cannot keep the summer here. The end.
No man is an Ireland, entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent as part of the main. If a clod be washed away by the sea, Europe is the less. As well as if promontory were, as well as if a manor of thy friends or of thine own were. Any man's death diminishes me, because I am involved in mankind, and therefore never send to know for whom the bells toll, it tolls for thee.
A little brother remembered. Where did you go with your eyes so blue? Were the gates of heaven beckoning you? Where, O Nathan, did you go, my dear? To a place where there is no pain or fear. I miss your infectious laugh, your big bear hugs. The kids calling you Uncle Nene, you catching them bugs. You were a master in the kitchen and also the drum. Read books like Ulysses, and you had a green thumb. Yes, I have many memories and memorabilia galore, but nothing can replace the you I adore. Not one day goes by, there's not grief in my heart. The thought of never seeing you again is tearing me apart. Then I remind myself of the truth I know, there is life beyond where we all go. You knew the Savior, you knew with your heart. I believe this truth as each day starts. So until I am called to the great beyond, The Lord will help me at each new dawn. I see you there waiting for me with a big bear hug and a new insight to seed. Written by Samantha Honzak Wright.
When I am an old woman, I shall wear purple, with a red hat which doesn't go and doesn't suit me. And I shall spend my pension on brandy and summer clothes, and satin sandals, and say we've no money for butter. I shall sit down on the pavement when I'm tired, and gobble up samples in shops and press alarm bells, and run my stick along the public railings and make up for the sobriety of my youth. I shall go out in my slippers in the rain, and pick flowers in other people's gardens, and learn to spit. You can wear terrible shirts and grow more fat, and eat 3 pounds of sausages at a go, or only bread and pickles for a week, and hoard pens and pencils and beer mats and things in boxes. But now we must have clothes that keep us dry, and pay our rent, and not swear in the street, and set a good example for the children. We must have friends to dinner and read the papers. But maybe I ought to practice a little now, so people who know me are not too shocked and surprised when suddenly I am old and start to wear purple. And this one is called My Past and was written by my mother, Mary Alice Johnston, in the 1990s. I remember not infancy, but I remember its colors, mostly white, faded blues and soft, cuddly pinks. Too quickly slipping into the bright golden yellow of childhood, dancing onto the day-glow orange teen years, turning to the vibrant greens of adulthood, slowly fading to the muted grays, pale purple, and off-white of old age. The flavors of the past are ever with me. Big black currants floating in canned milk, Danish hotcakes, always eaten at 10 o'clock at night, dough god sticky with honey, brownstone front cake, after school old Dutch cookies and with watered down canned milk, crisp brown salt pork, boiled potatoes, milk gravy, and the eternal green beans. I can, in a corner of my mind, feel not quite smooth calcimine walls, rough towels lying dried, long underwear bunching around my skinny ankles, the long sting of wind-blown cinders in my face, finger-numbing cold of a Wyoming ground blizzard, and the bright heat of the desert sun. The smells of my past are easily brought forth. Mama's hot, fresh baked bread, the oily, smoky smell of steam engines, shape, sagebrush, sharp, pungent, Thanksgiving-like, wet wool mixed with Mrs. Robinson's lilac talc in my first grade room, sauerkraut fermenting behind the kitchen stove, and Daddy's sweet cigar. I can sort out the sounds of long ago, the squeaky ringer on the Maytag, distant train whistles, boxcar couplers clanging together, Edith and me listening to coyotes from the safety of our bed, and Mama reading ranch romances out loud to us.
You smile upon your friend today. Today his ills are over. You hearken to the lovers say, and happy is the lover. 'Tis late to hearken, late to smile, but better late than never. I shall have lived a little while before I die forever.